Hey guys, Tracy here, Kansas Garden Guy. I've been out of town for the last actually out of state for the last couple days. I made a small trip down to Little Rock with my mom and dad to look at another custom car. On the side, when I don't have enough to do, we kind of do classic cars and stuff. So we rebuild cars, we repaint cars, rebuild motors, stuff like that. Of course, I've got another channel called Kansas Truck Guy, if you guys are interested in anything like that. Anything to do with rebuilding motors, working on cars, trucks, tractors, anything like that. I have another channel completely for that. But I'm not pushing that today. Anyway, I've been gone 2 days. Today is Wednesday, so I am back here on the farm today. And look what my wife did when I was gone. Look at all those tomatoes. That is crazy. And we'll go on and check that stuff out. So I'm going to check out my lettuce trays, and then we're going to head to the garden. I haven't been there for 2 days. It's rained for 3 days straight here. It looks like we've got another 3 days of rain, and it's like an 80% chance today outside. So I'm going to try to get up to the garden, see what's going down, and then we'll go from there. But let me get this camera turned around. Oh, one thing before we do this, I want to thank Gary and Cindy from Pathways Homestead. If you guys have not checked out, I will try to put a link down below if I can figure out how to do that on my phone. To their channel, Pathways Homestead. They were out here last week visiting me, and we've been talking off and on some other Facebook gardening sites that we belong to here in Kansas, and so they wanted to come check us out. They were actually in the area, so they called me wanting to know if they could stop by, and I said sure. So they came by. We visited for about 5-6 hours. They shot some video. I didn't get any video shot, but they shot video. Like I said, I'm going to try to put a link down below so that way you guys can check out their channel to see the farm. If not, I want to thank you, all the new subscribers that have came in the last 3 weeks to our channel. I appreciate it so much. It kind of amazes me still. I know I don't have a whole lot of subscribers, but I'm getting there. Every week I'm adding 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, and I'd like to thank you guys. And this week, since I've been gone, I noticed when I checked my YouTube channel, I had 3 new subscribers that commented down below. I know there's more than 3 that subscribed, but I don't know who you are, and with the comments down below, I can see who you guys are. So I want to thank Keto Homestead with Jess for subscribing to our channel. I want to thank Starting From Scratch for subscribing to our channel, and I want to thank Narrowway Farms also for subscribing to our channel. So thanks, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the channel. You got a little taste of it from Pathways Homestead. We get a little more in depth. I like to ramble on, so you kind of have to bear with me a little bit. Let me get this camera turned around, and we'll see what my wife got done. Okay, for you new subscribers, on the back of my house, I have this enclosed porched area, kind of like a sunscreen porch. So it's kind of a catch-all for all my farmers market stuff. We've got our first farmers market here in our town starting Saturday. So I've got my signs, I've got all my tables ready to go, I've got coolers for everything. So we've kind of set this up in here a couple times, moved stuff around to kind of see what we would like. But I will try to film some on Saturday so you guys can see us at the market. But anyway, since I was gone, all of these tomatoes, and some of them are a little green. I like to pick tomatoes when they have a little blush to them. Like this one here is still green, but if you notice, it's got a little blush to it. And it will continue to ripen on the sill or outside in a room, not direct sunlight, but outside like in a covered porch or windowsill area. One reason why I do that is, for one, I keep the bugs off of it when the fruit starts to ripen, it seems. So we pick them when they blush a little bit, and then we set them out here for 2 or 3 days, and then they ripen up, and then we take them to market. These, only a face a mother could love tomatoes, are Cherokee Purple and Black Krim. I can't tell them apart. This is the first year I've grown. I'm not an heirloom tomato guy, but she picked a lot of tomatoes, so we've got a mess aromas going on here. We've got more up top. These are the ones that are just blushing. And then, of course, these are Candyland tomatoes, Candyland 100s, I think they were called. The rest of them are our commercial tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes are the same way. These are large red, black cherry. And for you new guys have never seen my cherry tomatoes, look at the size of these cherry tomatoes. These are large red cherry tomatoes. Look at the size of that cherry tomato. My hand is about 6.5 inches long, and look at the size of that. That's probably 1.5 inches cherry tomato, and every single one of them is that way. As you can see, they're all that way. I like to grow big cherry tomatoes here. Everybody loves a cherry tomato, so I like to grow big ones, and I've got some more sitting over here. The discolored ones like these are black cherries. They have a little green to them still, but they still ripen up and they're black in the center. And then there's some chocolates in here too. I can't tell the difference between the chocolate. My wife can, but I can't. They all look the same to me. And she's got some more sitting over here that kind of blush she picked last night. Like I said, we've gotten rain every day here for the last 3 days, and we've got another 3 or 4 days. I think it's an 80% chance of rain this afternoon. So we pick our tomatoes like this so that way they don't split, and it also keeps the critters off of it. Let you show my lettuce. I've got some Tehama here started. These seed trays are 108 count seed trays. So I've got a tray of Tehama. I think there's another tray of Tehama back there that started. So I've got at least 200 heads of Tehama. I've got 200 heads of Harmony. And I've got some of this red romaine lettuce, which I have seeded twice in this tray, and I am not getting very good germination. I'm sure it probably is because of the heat. So what I do is I keep a little water bottle and I kind of spritz everything down, the leaves. In this room, it probably stays about 80, 85 degrees, which is probably a little too warm for this lettuce. But the Tehama, the Harmony, red romaine not so much, but the Tehama and the Harmony, the black-seeded Simpson, is actually a heat-tolerant style lettuce, so they will keep in the heat as long as you keep them cool. I've got some red romaine in this first tray, and it's as old as everything else, and it still has not sprouted yet. So I don't know if maybe it's just the heat that's doing it. I'm pretty sure it's the heat because they're growing in the same seed starting mix that I use and the same ways. This right here is some more Harmony. So I've got 300 heads of Harmony. This is black-seeded Simpson. That hasn't popped up yet, but if you look at this other black-seeded Simpson down here, I got 2 more trays. So I put 300 heads of each kind. So I think there's 12 or 1,500 heads total in here. I would say my math is pretty bad. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 3, 1,200. So I've got basically a little over 1,200 heads of lettuce started for this fall. Hopefully, if I can get at least 80%, that's my goal. Then let's say I've got 900 to 1,000 heads of lettuce to provide for my CSA boxes. But I just wanted to show you that. So we're going to go take a quick walk. I'm going to grab my orange tote. We're going to walk up to the garden real quick and check out stuff and see what happens. Like I said, I haven't been up here. As you see, we've gotten a lot of rain. I mean, even the sky is ready to come down. So I do encourage you guys that are new to our channel, kind of go back and check out some of the other videos that I've put out this year. You'll get to see everything from start to finish. I've got a new 40 by 60 area that our hoop houses are going to go this fall. I won't show it today because it is in a prior video, but you guys can check that out to see what's going on. If you notice stuff in the background, you're like, hey, what's that? What's that? Go back, check out my other videos because I pretty much go in depth about a lot of stuff here. You'll learn really quick. I'm kind of a straight shooting kind of guy. You will see the bad, you will see the good, the bad, and the ugly here on this channel. I made this work. I'm not that guy that wants to be the guy to hold the market on something if it works out. I want everybody to learn. That's what YouTube is all about. That's what gardening is all about. I learned from my grandparents and from my mom. But anyway, this is my green beans. Green beans are looking very good. They need to be picked today or tomorrow. I picked them a little on the bigger side. These are contender bush beans, so you can pick them on the bigger side, and they still stay nice and firm. They do not get tough. They do not get old. We had a customer come last night when I was gone, and my wife helped them out, and they picked, I think, 3 pounds of green beans last night, and I've still probably got another, I don't know, 7, 8, 10 pounds. Usually I can pick 10 to 12 pounds a week on this. So you can see the size of this green bean. It's probably about 4 inches long. That's about the size I start to pick. Anything smaller than that, I leave. So you can see there. Because you get small green beans in the store, and I do not like picking green beans. It seems to take forever, especially when you have a couple hundred green bean plants. It takes forever to pick green beans. So as you can see, I like to pick them when they're big. And you can see that one right there. It's kind of sneaking up on us, kind of smiling. Yeah, that's a big old boy right there. But so let's move on. Let's see what else we got. We got our tomatoes are there. This little wood chipped area, guys, is kind of our personal / garden, besides the green beans. It's just kind of the stuff my wife likes to keep around. As you can see, we've got basil that is crazy. Basil's 3 foot tall here. And yes, it's going to seed, so we're going to start pulling the tops off of this to get these leaves. I got to pick some of these for the market this week so we can sell. We usually sell a stem of basil, a whole stem for $2 a piece. So that's the goal with the basil. Hopefully we can get rid of some of it. As you can see, the chocolate cherries are getting out of control. I need to get in here and pull some suckers and get some stuff taken care of. But we've got a pretty good little mess of fruit growing on here. Still hasn't completely ripened up. Every day you get a handful. It's kind of, so got cucamelons. That's a little cucamelon there growing. It's like the size of a grape tomato. It looks like a watermelon but tastes like a cucumber. So black cream Cherokee purple. Some more black cherries here. And some more large red cherries on this backside. You can see a lot of red tomatoes here because my wife did pick last night, so they won't be more pick until today. Our sunflowers are finally taken off. I have never been able to grow sunflowers worth a darn, so this year I put them in. These are the Mammoth. They didn't do nothing, so I was like, well, I'm not growing sunflowers anymore. Well, since I've been gone, look at this little pretty guy. Tomatoes are looking great. For you guys new to my channel, I do encourage you to go back. I keep saying that, but I do because that way I don't have to keep repeating what's going down. But I've got a couple hundred tomato plants here. I've got, you know, Roma, Summer Pick, Brickyards, and Bella Roses. I have picked, well, we're probably into 500 tomatoes already, and I still probably have another, I don't know, 400 or 500 to pick. So these things are producer tomatoes. They're a commercial style tomato. All my seeds come from Haas Tools. A couple of them from Baker Creek. Haas Tools is probably 90% majority where I buy my seeds. Every once in a while I'll get one from Tractor Supply or something. If something's on sale, I'll purchase 2 or 3 and then we'll go from there. But everything's looking pretty good. Still got a little green. Some of them are still a little blushing. So, you know, that doesn't concern me because we have had some cooler weather since this rain come in and a lot of heat. So these are early. And then it's one of those things where they sit green for, it seems like, 5 years, and then all of a sudden, boom, you got, you know, 5-gallon buckets of stuff. Of course, this is my Roma row. You all know I despise growing Roma tomatoes. Every year I tell my wife, we are not growing Roma tomatoes. We are not doing it. I can't stand them. They get a lot of disease, it seems like, because I don't really spray as much as I probably should to keep these things going and keep the bug pressure off. I try to pick as much as possible and then spray if I have to. And since we've had a lot of rain, I have not been able to spray. So we've been picking caterpillars. These things are so bushy, you don't really want to trim them because they're in determinate tomato. So they tend to get out of control. And they put on so much fruit down low. I'm going to try like a Tahachi or something next year for a paste tomato. So that's the goal next year. Let's get back over here to my habaneros. As you see, I do everything in rows. So I've got signs that tell me what's in each row so I know, and I got a number next to it that lets me know how many plants I have before I go to the next. So I've got Hungarian hot wax and habaneros. As you can see, they're all starting to produce now. So it looks like I'm gonna have a good yield of habaneros to take to market Saturday. They're all looking very good and healthy. They're a little light colored because of the sun. I have not watered these things in probably 3.5 weeks because we have gotten so much rain here. I don't have to water. As you can notice, my pathways are wet. So we just got some rain last night, and looks like, and they say it's 80% chance of rain this afternoon. So my Hungarian hot wax bananas, these things are amazing. These are on the smaller side bananas. If you notice, the way my garden slopes right here in this corner for some reason, it holds a little bit of water, as you can see. So these banana peppers are not growing very good. They're about 3.5, 4 inches long. I've got some banana pepper plants, which you guys can see back there, that are 6 inches long or bigger. So next year I'm gonna redo some of this. Now that I know how the water lays with this, I'm gonna redo some of this to get rid of some of this area here. So let me see here. Bueno Mulata peppers, the purple ones, they are amazing. They are from Baker Creek also. If I believe these guys are looking good. Oh, looks like my wife didn't pull a weed out of here. Oh, we're gonna have to have a serious talk. Look at this weed she let grow. She didn't see. Oh, we're going to have a serious talk with this woman. But anyway, see, that's what happens when I leave my babies for a couple days. I've got some mini bells, of course. If you guys are familiar, they're just a miniature bell pepper. Taste like them. They just like a little baby bells. A lot of children like them. They like to eat them. I have a customer that she buys bags full of them for her kids. And actually, she contacted me today about getting some more. So I may do that today or tomorrow since it's going to rain. As you can see, my hot wax peppers are about 4.5, 5 inches long. I'm going to wait a couple days and pick these bad boys. Look at that. Oh, look at that thing. And then I'm gonna get ready for market. Green bells, full big bells, so you can see those guys. I've got to pick those today, and you can see the bananas. I mean, look at these guys. These things are just crazy. You know, I've had gardens for years and trying to get stuff to work, and I have never had the production that I have this year. But I also have changed my growing and gardening style this year. I went to more of a composted, not a no-till, because I am a till guy. I mean, I believe in tilling and no-tilling. I believe in everything. I believe in doing what it takes to get my stuff to grow the way it should grow here in my area. Is there a better way for each one? Of course there is. Is there a good and a downfall for each one? Of course there is. You know, you have to pick what's right for you at your farm, in your area of the country, at the time the time you also have to dedicate to your garden. I dedicate all day to my garden. Some people dedicate an hour a week, 2 hours a week, 5 minutes a week. It doesn't matter. You know, it's what you dedicate to your garden. This is what works for me in my part of the state, and this is the way I'm going to grow from now on. I use a lot of landscaping fabric, commercial grade landscaping fabric, to keep the weeds down, so I can pick, as you can see. I have a couple weeds here and there to pop up in these little holes. We pick them as we go. I use drip irrigation on every one of my plots to water and feed my plants. So when it's 100 degrees here in Kansas and we have sun for 6 days straight and everybody's plants are dying, I'm watering my tomato plants in the middle of the day, and I'm mowing my yard, and I'm doing other work, or I go to the grocery store and let it water my plots, and then I come back and I shut it off, and boom, they're green, they've got water, everybody's happy. And yeah, there is initially a little cost, but not as much as you guys think. That's filters, all my hose, trenching in water line to my garden from my house, putting in my Boogie Brew filters, all that stuff. I probably got $650, $700 invested in everything. That's an so it is feasible. And it's a good investment because you can reuse it. But anyway, off that soapbox. My large red cherries, as you guys notice, I take all the suckers and trim it down to keep all the airflow on these tomatoes. It's very important to keep airflow to all your fruits so you don't lose it. But as you can see, these cherries aren't ready to go yet. They're still a little green. Some of them are poking a little blushy right there. But these things are amazing. They are beautiful. See, like this one here starting to blush, so I'll probably pick this today. Same as that one, because if you guys aren't familiar with tomatoes, tomatoes are, you know, made of water. And they will absorb all the water they can until they split. And that's what causes splits, is irregular watering. And what that means is not basically, maybe you water too much, maybe you water too little, and your tomato plants get used to that. And then when a rain comes for days in a row, it drenches them. So it sucks all that water in, and it sucks the water in quicker than the skin can grow, so it splits. Kind of like a little lesson there. Everything else is looking good. Let's take another walk. I'm dragging this video on. Like I said, you guys will notice I ramble on, and my videos will be, you know, 20, 30 minutes after I edit them, because I got a lot to show and a lot to talk about. Pickles, they're still producing. We got Boston pickling in here, so, you know, you can see the flowers. Some of them are starting to die back, these things. So they're about on their way out, but they're still producing pickles, as you can see, so we keep selling them. Cucumbers, I've got 4 rows, almost 50 plants. They are still doing really good. I've had a couple die out here, but other than that, I mean, you can still see the new growth here. Got bees all over these things. Let me bend down, you guys can see some of these cucumbers. Like I said, I have not been in here. See those? See that one there? There's one down there. These are the commercial grade Diomedes. And, I mean, look at this one. I need to pick that one. These things really know how to bring it on. So these are the ones that I showed Gary and Cindy in the video. They are a very good market cucumber. They have a perfect size. They're very rarely out of shape or out of color. They are nice dark green, nice thick fruit. The seeds are very compacted. They're just a good market stand cucumber. Very good. I've got my kern over here. This is ambrosia. I'll pick through the corns or the worms. So probably what I've been doing is I picked 3 dozen corn for us, and I only had, I think, 3 cobs that had worm damage in it out of, what, 36, 40? So I don't think that's too bad, but these are, some of them are ready to go, some of them are not. Some of them are on the small side, some of them are not. It's just the way corn is. As you can see, it's pretty good size. They're still small. What I like it about twice as big as that, thick-wise and stuff. So hopefully these are already starting to die back. So hopefully, I don't think they're going to get any bigger. I'm afraid I'm going to have to pick these little small and kind of weed through these. But corn's on drip also, as you can see. So that's zucchini. So you can see my towers of zucchini are probably reaching 3.5 foot tall now. We've got succession planting. I believe in succession planting, which you guys saw on Gary and Cindy's video. So you can see squash there. Or I'm sorry, zucchini, if I believe in. Yeah, these are all zucchini. So I've got another, I don't know, half dozen or so zucchini plants in. So when these die out, I'll have fruit coming. And then I've got my squash over there. I've got squash in at other places over here. So they'll provide squash and zucchini to my customers when everybody else's squash and zucchini dies. Oh, there's a squash bug there. See, I do have squash bugs. Look at that. See, you just smash them and move on. Smash them and move on. There's a zook. Look at that little guy. So I got something in my boot, guys. Hold on. I think that dead squash bug fell in my boot. Oh, that's pretty disgusting. Yeah, he did. That's gross. Okay. Yeah, that is gross. Okay. Let's go and see what else we got. I got another zook over here. I don't think we got blooms, so as you can see, all these beautiful blooms and the bees flying around them. Of course, I keep marigolds around here to try to keep the bugs away. Don't work, but try to keep the bugs away. My wife said these plants, you know, they're on about their way out. Got a little squasher right there. That's about the only one on here, so which means telling me it's about ready to go. You know, these, like you see, this dying out. Got squash eggs all over, or squash bug eggs all over, so look at this. That just drives me crazy. Like I said, I haven't been able to spray because it rains every day. So I spray a little bit of neem oil, a mix of spinosad and pyrethrin. Okay, guys, this is the cantaloupe and watermelon patch that you guys have seen. Look at that bee right there. See him? Look at that. That's about the best thing you can see. Look at him, just going to town, doing his job. Anyway, I've got succession planting of cantaloupe in here that is 3 weeks past my original cantaloupes. As you can see, my watermelons and cantaloupe patch here. Got cantaloupe growing out in the grass here. My wife did say there was 3 or 4 cantaloupe in here that are ripe and ready to be picked. So we are going to check these guys out. Yeah, see, look at that. This is Hale's Best here. Still not completely separated from the tops. Got a little splitting here, so it's not that bad though, but we got a little bit of splitting here. So there's another one here. I can smell them. So they are about ripe. When you want to check cantaloupe, you can, when you check this and it starts to pull away from the top, you know that is ripe. And I can smell them, so you may have to end up, this one may end up going to the trash. But anyway, we've got 35 cantaloupe plants in here. Cantaloupes, as you look, there's a cantaloupe there, one there, one there, one there. Each plant seems to be putting out 6 to 8 cantaloupe. You can see this one's turning here. There's a whole mess. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cantaloupe just in this one little 5-foot area. And it's like that all the way around. So, there you go. So, looks like we're going to have to keep an eye on a couple of these guys. See, look at there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right there. So, and then of course we've got watermelons over here. So I've got, up top here, I've got 25 Crimson Sweet, and I think I've got 20 of these Charleston Grays. Charleston Grays are the watermelons that are the long oblong ones that get, I don't know, 25 to 50 pounds on average. And then the Crimson Sweets, of course, are the ones that look like that. That are the ones you basically see in the grocery store, but these are a bigger version. Usually get them in the grocery store for half that size for, you know what, $5.99, $6.99. We are selling ours for $5 a piece, no matter how big they are, on the Crimson Sweets, and $7 a piece on the Charleston Grays, which I think is a deal. You usually get one in the store this size for $5.99 or $6.99, at least here in the store. So these are $5 a piece. We've got, I don't know, probably 50 of them in here, as you guys can see. You look at that one. We've got one that's bad here. I'm gonna have to pick and get rid of. But I mean, look at these guys. Let's get this one out of here. Anytime you see anything bad like that, you guys want to get rid of that, because all that's going to do, see, look at that. That's all rotted. All that's going to do is just infect your other plants. It's just basically, it's got disease in it somehow. So you basically want to get rid of it. But some of these are starting to die off. These vines are, so which means these are going to start to get ripe here pretty soon. Hopefully not too soon, because some of these have not grown very good yet. Starting to die off, but still have not grown a whole lot. But once again, I have not fed these guys for probably 3 weeks to a month, because we've had so much rain. So that is obviously going to affect them also. So I probably need to shoot a little bit of fertilizer on these guys. But you can see there's some of them in here that's got good size to them, but they're still, you know, 2-3 weeks off. Hopefully these littler ones will catch up and get growing. But see, look, there's 2 crimson sweets there. I love the look of these things. To me, they're just not a big enough watermelon for me to eat. I'm a big watermelon eater. I like to sit down with a big boy and just go to town on it. But these things are adorable. Look how cute these are. But of course, these top row here are 3 weeks behind the other ones. So as the other ones start to produce and die back, these are going to be producing and then keep producing. So it's another succession planting of food. Not everybody has the means to have this much of a garden. You don't have to. You can do the same thing in a 10 by 10 raised bed and get the same outcome. So much. Obviously, I got a lot of work to do. Yeah, this is a stupid thing. Obviously, I got a lot of work to do here. Oh, you dumb thing. Gacking and get some work done. Obviously, I got a lot of stuff to do here today. I'm gonna try to beat Mother Nature the best I can. I don't know how it's gonna work, but I'm gonna try to beat her. So I gotta get picking. You guys get it. You guys have to get doing whatever you're doing today or tonight or whenever you guys are watching this video. Anyway, thanks for subscribing. Thank you for all you new subscribers to our channel. That is awesome. I appreciate it. Leave comments down below, guys. Let me know. I always say this and I hardly get any comments. Let me know what's going on with you guys. Let me know what you're doing different. Let me know what works for you, what doesn't work for you, what you think I'm doing that's ridiculous, or what you think I'm doing that's pretty awesome. Let me know. That's the only way we're all going to learn here. So, you guys take care. Wash your hands. Be safe. God bless. Bye.